Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 47 of my Let's Play, IVATOPIA. This is Tyranny, or Tyranny, how you say it? And of course, I'm about to talk to tune in. Like, get it on, people. I kinda wanna be first. Let me be first.
On it.
I wanna be first. Why are you first? I wanna be first. They're not allowed to be first. Now you are. Hopefully. Hello, you.
This civil war, this feud, is an insult to Kairos' peace. It should not have taken the better part of a year to silence the last vestiges of the Oathbreakers.
To regard you in thoughtful silence. I agree, Your Honor. Say nothing. Yeah, I agree, why not?
Our allies squabble while our enemies regroup. It falls upon the court to measure the extent of the damage, and to execute the agents of disorder. I suspect that treachery, negligence, disunity, and greed have infected one or both of our esteemed allies. Until you are instructed otherwise, this matter is the court's primary focus.
Okay.
Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat must be examined in close detail. You are charged with observing the Archons and presenting your case that one of them has wrought chaos and disorder upon the tiers.
Definitely. Mate, this is my mission, Your Honor. What if I find them both blasphemous? Could they both be guilty?
Then you will have fallen grievously short in your duties.
Okay.
The conquest of the tiers frays around us. There is a root cause. If you cannot get to its source, then I shall find another who can.
Hey, calm down. I was just asking you a question. That was it. It was just a random question. What if I find out they're both? That doesn't mean I'm not doing my job properly. Does it? Calm it down, it's shit, boy.
As always, you will be held accountable for what you do in the court's name. But you are free to conduct your investigation in the manner of your choice. You must expect lies, misdirection, and manipulation. Suffer not such obstructions of justice. They say the voices of Nerat holds you in higher regard than most.
Okay.
Use this alliance to enter his confidence. It seems unlikely the Archon of Secrets is more honest with friends than with rivals. But to his friends, he has been known to divulge much.
Okay. So I'm going to Calpubs next, I guess.
The disfavored will likely be less cooperative with your investigation.
Yeah, I've noticed.
They will no doubt assume Graven Ash's honor is beyond reproach, which is all the more reason to scrutinize the Archon of War closely. And if the ironclad forces discourage your inquiry, I charge you to make them talk. Speak their language of battle if you must.
So in other words, leave their corpses on the floor unto the guy I need to investigate will listen. I like that. I shall speak with the Archon of Secrets. The course seems to like a source of lies. Why bother? Such information from a disfavor sounds like a worthy challenge. I go with him first. So who is it? A disfavored will likely less cooperative in his investigation. Yeah, worthy challenge.
Remember, your bloodlust must always be tempered by Kairos' laws. You may defend yourself against the disfavored. Because they are warring with the Scarlet Chorus, you may claim the defense of the Chorus.
Nice.
Your fellow Fatebinders have been busy acting as my eyes and ears. I have a few leads for you to follow.
Good.
You should, of course, speak with your brothers and sisters of the court if you need further counsel.
I've already done that. Or maybe it's more to ask them because of this. But I'll check that on the way out.
Though the disfavored were triumphant in the Blade Grave, I understand that their troubles within the region are unfinished. Talk to the disfavored commanders serving in the Blade Grave.
Okay.
Perhaps they can shine some light on the origins of this feud.
Okay.
There is a final matter to discuss.
What?
A sensitive topic.
Ooh, I like that. Though it's impossible to gauge from the expression, Tunis seems more wary than usual. What concerns the court, Your Honor?
In spite of the many shortcomings at Vendrian's Well, you managed to make a name for yourself.
Thank you.
You proclaimed an Edict of Kairos, resolved its demanding conditions, and ascended the mountain spire.
Yeah, there's nothing new there.
Any one of these feats would be worthy of recognition
I
by
did it
the
all.
highest authority. You managed to accomplish 3.
What does that? I'm awesome. All the was just waiting for a response. I was only doing my job, Your Honor. I'm in a privileged position to accomplish incredible deeds. Just another day in the life of a fate binder. Did my job.
Your sense of obligation to your role is admirable, but modesty will not recommend you to the task ahead. Whether by design or by accident, you have captured the attention of Kairos' army and the local tiersmen alike.
Okay.
This is no small opportunity, and the court charges you with exploiting your new standing to its fullest potential.
Okay, how?
You have a title in our hierarchy. However, it's a little-known secret that one's standing in the world is determined by their infamy, their deeds, and how they come to be known.
Okay.
Mind this notion as you bring justice to this lawless frontier. There may come a time when your deeds speak for you louder than any title.
Okay.
If your killing spree in the bastard city is any indication, you are no stranger to spreading infamy already.
That's his approval. Well, it wasn't my fault. He won't let me in, so...
Whatever you did to capture the attention of the masses at Vendrian's Well, I would encourage you to do so again.
Instead, I will be known as a champion of justice. I look forward to chanting chaos to my will. Great deeds will define me.
So long as order and Kairos' law follow in your wake, you may dispatch chaos however you see fit. You are dismissed.
Whoa.
Should the court have need of your presence, you will receive word.
Dramatic,
Go
won't you?
forth and do my bidding, and bring glory and honor to the tiers in Kairos' name.
Raps the gale against the floor to signal the notes are resounding throughout the hall. Oh, and he's gone. Hey, caramba. I think that went well. Let's see if there's anything else to... Oh, hey! There you are. Have another chat with you. You return. It is gratifying to see that the war has not caused you to forget your roots. What did you wish to know? Tell me about the bleeding mark. Mark is Karis's knife in the shadows, the unseen drop of poison that enforces the Overlord's will. He reports to Tunus, the adjudicator, serving in his capacity as the final word, the final countdown, final word, to those who hold Karis's law in contempt. If you know the origin of Archers of Shadows, or how Karis maintains, right click. Lost my spot, I was something like that bit. Archers of Shadows, or how Karis maintains a hold of them. Those who anger the Archers never live long past sunset. Okay, tell me about Karis. Tune Favor 2 is our Overlord. She ushers us. She? Oh, I didn't know it was a she. She ushers us from the brink of chaos with a stern hand and gestures to the way of peace. We are only too eager to follow in her perfect example. How old is Karis? By our reckoning, her age upon Taurus is magnificent. Her true span defies measurement. By our limit constructed of time, will be a waste to spend our few pitiful years attempting to solve that riddle of existence. In a word you don't know. You could have just said that. What is your relationship to Karis? She is my master and I her dutiful pupil. In this respect, you and I are no different. I have the honour of Karis's confidence. She trusts me to enact her law upon the boundless territory of her rule. I am only too grateful to serve. I am the voice of Karis' will, the hardbringer of her judgment, and the arm on her justice. Do you think Karis' laws are fair? You have gained wrath. That is a relevant question. Karis is law. It is responsible of fairness to conform to Karis' definition of it. Everyone who believes otherwise is an agent of anarchy. I can't imagine asking a question. You get so... What's the word? Hippity-tippity. You know, I caramba. Contemplate this as you deliver Karis' piece of the frontier. If you fail to understand the importance of immunity of Karis' laws, then your work is but a privilege of justice. I couldn't help notice that you refer to Karis as a woman. You have gained... Oh, for crying out loud. Beware of that trajectory of thought. Save for her perfection, there is little about Karis to which we could ascribe recognizable attributes. Power as distant and unknowable as the Overlord should transcend our petty dualities. In other words, is she a woman or not? Male, female makes no difference. Karis is mother to us all. Male, female, seriously, mother as well. If she's a mother, she's female. If she's the daddy of everybody, then she's a male. He's a male. Ay caramba. You know, come on with a thing. I don't know, the savior, the lord, something like that. So it's not female, male pathetic. Let me ask about something else. Ask, but be cautious with your time. The tears do not rest. I'm curious about you, Aragorn. Curiosity is not a trait that I encourage in my servants. Too often I have witnessed such an activity leading down a path to lawlessness. Oh, sugar, stuff in my throat. However, if you feel that a better understanding of me will inform your work, then I will allow it. What would you know? Might you rise to become adjudicator? Ah, I'm missing some. Oh, requirement not met. Fudgy mudgy. Curb your ambition, student. My path to this date is not one that could be replicated under any circumstances. However, if your curiosity is determined, I will tell you my story. He thinks a lot of himself, doesn't he? Forgive me, Your Honor. I only wish to know my master better. If your story can teach me nothing of power, then I'm not interested. I can't do that one. My sage friend here would add to his chronicles that others might learn from it. You have gained loyalty with Larity. You have gained favour with Tunen. Why, yes, I would be most honoured. Lanty grabs his largest quill and pulls out a fresh sheet of parchment. The first time you ever seen him not start a note on the back of his prior work in progress. I came into the world centuries ago, before the dream of unified Northern Empire was fully realized. My home country lay far from the borders of Karis' realm, and our conquest was a matter of distant speculation. Decades before rumors of Karis' approach grew in panic volume, I familiarized myself with the integrance of her law. It took me no time at all to realize the benefits of our inevitable subjugation. I took upon myself to rise in my country's governance as an arbiter of law and drafter of covenants, building some notoriety for my execution of her fair justice. Notoriety, sorry. As my influence and the trust of my people evolved, my decision transcended to define future proceeded. Second thought, I've heard enough for now, and then he'll get annoyed at me, so go on. What my countrymen could not have summarized was that I had woven into our custom the very backbone of Karis' law. I set the stage for the conquest of our floating nation to join the Overlord's empire. By the time, look, he's getting no dramatic, by the time the Overlord's armies presented themselves and offered terms of surrender, we had adopted Karis' peace in all but name. Our absorption into the Northern Empire was a matter of legal formality. Negligible changes to our already being beloved document of law. The people credited me as an architect of peace, and for a time called me Tunen, the fair. Not the fair, I can remember. As my importance grew in estimate, Karis could not help but lean on that part I played in her bloodiest victory. Bloodiest. If you just literally showed up and you, we will be on your side. Here, we already joined you. Where was the bloodshed? Just saying. I don't see bloodshed in that. Law has a breath of whatever that word is that is unapproachable to the masses. I was chosen to interpret and represent the Overlord's will across the Northern Empire and beyond, this time as an adjudicator. It is my pride, my duty, and my life. What does it mean to be an Archon? I am figure of power and the I can't remember what you gotta say. Figure of power and significance, and under Karis' mandate, I am able to exercise my authority. You worship my authority for the benefit of all. Had I not earned the Overlord's approval, I would not stand tall before you. Did you come to power yourself, or did Karis foster your talents? Could anyone become Archon? That's gonna annoy him. This one. An asked question, the dubious. I exhibit some spark of potential on my own. Insignificance, though enough to accomplish deeds of note. Only under Karis' tutelage have I grown to these heights. Could anyone become out? Probably Graf. Absolutely not. Only a precious few grow into the authority, where otherwise terrorists would descend into pandemonium. Oh, God, few. He didn't get annoyed at me if I expected him to for that. Of course, few who rise into power, fewer still have the self-control to make lawful use of their talent, and of those who can, fewer still are deemed worthy of Karis' approval. Is every Archon subject to Karis? All are subject before Karis, but I intute you meaning. Intute, I guess. The Overlord takes great pains to recognize potential. Before an Archon comes into their power, they will have faced their harshest scrutiny by an agent of recruitment, if not Blended Mark himself. Blended Mark is Cursor's knife in the shadow, the unseen drop of poison. I read that before, haven't I? Okay. It's on about blended. Those who are found worthy of incredible deeds, but refuse to join their strength to the needs of the Empire, are doomed to die. Those who wish to make a name for themselves are invited into the fold to serve and rule the needs of the Empire. That is the price of power in Cursed heresy. Let's go back to my questions about you. Well, very well, Fake Binder. What would you like to know about me? What's the deal with your mask? Wow, this should be obvious to you by now, student. Since the answer is irrelevant to your duties, I will tolerate your ignorance and explain. Their face. Wow, look at him. Oh, this idiot. Why is he here? You know, the stupidest question ever. The face is an uncontrollable warrant of muscle spasms and reactive contortions, sickening in its display of every petty bias. I cannot be trusted to audience or judge a dispute without navigating a gauntlet of subjectivity for all to witness. Go on. I think I've heard enough crazy talk. Actually, let's discuss another matter. Go on. In my early days, before the Northern Empire spread to my lands, I fashioned a mask of listening out of stern, uncaring wood. This expression of enduring patience harkens the testimony of my penitents, taking in all evidence before weighing matters in their due course. So basically, he's made the mask because when he's there trying to look over somebody, his facial expressions are giving him away. It's a bit like Bret Hart, who was a wrestler. Basically, he sort of went them classic glasses he used to wear because he said his eyes used to dart about when he was doing interviews. So he's like, yeah, I'm the best of the best of the world, the best of the world, but his eyes are looking like a scared kid. So he put them on and no one noticed. Like when later on in his career that it matters, so he didn't need them as much, but he still wore it was part of his gimmick at that point. So I guess that's what the mask is for. You know, I've got to be stern. I put a stern face on. I got to be happy. Here's a happy face. That sort of thing. Later in my career, Carson herself gifted me the Mask of Resolve. You will find it almost identical to the Mask of Listening, save for the brow furthered in contentment and weighed down by the burden of judgment. This is the face that dispenses law, often the most executing and unforgiving sort. I wore it when I brought Carson the devastating judgment to the B-word city, and doubtless I will wear it again. I need more law. What do you look like on it? Yeah, he's going to be, how dare you? Tuna hovers in silence, staring down at you. Your Honour? Back away slowly. You return to my other question. Your Honour? The shadows weaving Tuna's feet whipper about the waves in a storm, enabling flowing in your direction. An unmistakable air of danger fills the room. Let's return to the other questions. Your Honour? The question is irrelevant. Justice is ageless, sexless, and devoid of opinion. Other than the right of wrong, I face an exaggerates to the function of law. Move on from this line of questioning, Fake Binder. It will do you no good. Yes, but what do you look like? Do you even remember? Yeah, why not? I wore the mask of my office for centuries. Like my gavel, it is a symbol, a testament to my authority. There is no need to remove it. That doesn't answer my question. I don't know if I should keep going with this. Why not? And yet it must suffice. You go too far, Fate Binder. You have earned the court's displeasure. I will hear no more out of you. Dismissed. Slams the ponder of the gravel to the ground. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, that went well. Hello? Fate Binder, what do you want? If your expression never changes, you fear the presence of concentrating. I wish to apologise for my line of questioning earlier, Your Honour. You surprised me with your impudent pursuit. Certainly you challenged the court's opinion of you, and yet I will not hold you in my permanent contempt. In spite of the disrespect, wow, you showed this court, the right to cross-examine a testimony is yours by law, of which we are both subjects. For your own sake, I hope you show prudence in the future. Thank you, Your Honour. I have some questions. And with that, I'm going to end the episode here, so tune in next time when I continue this questioning. So, bye for now. Like, subscribe, and good stuff. Bye, everyone. Take care of that. Bye.